Now we're on to Class 4, and Class 4 is the one that had the most discussion of the group. And we kind of wrangled messed up some places back and forth. But I think when you keep the basics, and you keep priorities right, I think there's a place to start, and that's going to be with the number 5 Gilt. She was 5th in order. I guess she's number 9. That's her individual number. I think just in terms of being stout and heavy muscled, being big backed and big bellied, I think that's the one you got to land on. She's the most problem free from a market standpoint. I think from a show standpoint, we can fix her out of her hip and hind leg. We can make her more extended, and certainly a clip job and a fresh coat of shine would probably give her more value. But just in terms of market fundamentals, she's the one that needs to win. The discussion comes in the 2nd and 3rd place. That's where it's close for me. The barra that's going to be 4th in order, he's 29 individual number. He's going to end up 2nd. Here's a barra that's really big topped. He's big bladed. He's big at the backside of his blade. He comes really big out of his hip. This guy don't lack for muscle and shape and dimension. But where I run into problems with him is when we get to his hip and hind leg. He needs to hinge softer and more flexible out of his hip. He needs to be square from hip to hock to ground. Now, the 3 barra, I guess he was number 24. He makes it close for me just because he's so good from the side and so soft in his angles and so good in terms of his structure. Here's a barra that really runs to be 2nd in my mind. But when we bring it back to priorities and we bring it back to fundamentals, 3 Hog just don't have enough to him. We got to bust him open from the ground up. Got to give him more chest and more center body. He's going to end up 3rd. The 1 barra, here's a real big ribbed, big centered one that's fat and heavy muscled. He's fine in terms of carcass traits. Where I run into problems with this guy is structure. He bows his hock too much. He's one that's too tight structured off both ends. Just in terms of his meat and muscle, that's a good barra, but we got to make him more flexible. The one that's going to close the door on this class, the belted hog. Long, extended hog, one that's got some shape, one that's got to be better out of his hock, one that's just got to have more total muscle and total pounds. Nice barra, just needs more power.